In this lecture, we will find the difference in months between two dates. So here we have the start date and the end date. Now, a lot of you would be thinking, why can't we simply select the month from the end date and then subtract the month from the start date? Now, as you notice, it doesn't really work properly for a number of reasons. You have to keep into account whether the end year month is smaller than the start year month. You also have to check whether the data period is across multiple years or a single year, right? There is a much simpler way of doing this. Now, I'm not to say that you can't do this using multiple if statements, but the method that I'm going to show you is the simplest way of doing this. Now, we use a function called dated if. Now, when you write equal to dated if, you notice that it doesn't look like a proper function. You don't get arguments, it doesn't highlight the selection. For example, when I write VLOOKUP, we get a description, right? But when you write equal to dated if, we don't get anything. Not to worry, this is a very peculiar function on Excel, something that works, but it doesn't show you that the function exists on Excel. How do you write it? You simply select the start date, put a comma, select the end date. And because we want to find out the difference in months, you will write M in double quote. And if you notice, it tells you 4, 5, 4, 16, and 4. Now, why is the difference between 20th of September and 11th of February 4? Because it is counting September, October, November, December. But where is the January? Now, if you try to do a +1 here, let's convert this into a number. You notice we get 5, 6, 5, 17, and 5, which means it is counting September, October, November, December, January. But why is it not counting February? Think about it. The reason it is not counting February is because it has not completed 6 months. Our starting date was the 20th of September. Now, 6 months would have been completed on the 20th of February. Since it is only the 11th of February, it is only counting 5, which is great, right? This is exactly what we want. But if you look in the next one, the starting date is the same, 20th of September. But because here it became the 25th of February and we completed 6 months, it is showing us 6 as the result. Similarly, we have 5 and 17 and 5. Again, if you notice, this is only counting December, January, February, March, and April, not May. But if you make this the 15th, then it becomes 6 like this, right? These are the only small things that you want to keep in mind. Other than that, it's a very simple function. Obviously, if you make it y, then it shows you the difference in years like this, right? Let me copy the formula. So it tells you 1 year, 1 year, 1 year, 2 years, and then 1 year, right? You can always Google and see what are the different ways in which dated if can be used, but most of the time you want to use it when you want to find out the difference in months like this. Start date, end date, and then the month.